Good evening, welcome to NUFC Matters. Got a special guest tonight. I've got Joe Allon. How are you, Joe?
Very well, Steve. Been a tough couple of days, obviously, with the gaffer passing, Jack Charlton. One of only 11 that won the World Cup. And to be honest, it's a disgrace that he hasn't been knighted, you know, but he was a massive, massive influence in my career.
Joe, when Kevin Keegan left in the helicopter in '84, Big Jack came in as manager. How big an influence was he on your career?
Well, I was devastated that Arthur Cox left because obviously Arthur was my first manager. But when Jack come in, he actually put us on a road to having a professional football career. And also, he gave us my first professional contract. I remember when we went in, there was me and I was obviously head apprentice. And I had a little lad with us called Gaza. And we went in and I went in first and he said, right, it's like this. You're 150 quid. Bearing in mind we were on 25 quid a week, by the way. We went on 100 grand a week, Joe Linton, thanks very much. 3 goals in 96 games. But we went in and he went, 150. £100 a pound appearance, £100 a goal. And in the summer, you're going to get 60 quid. I want you to earn a trade. I need, whether it's bricklaying or whether it's painting, decorating or woodwork. Because I think you'll make the grade, but I need you to get a trade just to keep your back up. I went, all right, Gaffer, that's fine, no problem. Just won the pools, from 25 quid a week to 150 quid a week. And then Gaza went in, he come out, I went, 150. He went, yeah. I went 100. He went, yeah. I went 100. He went, yeah. I went in the summer. He went, 80. I went, 80. So I braid the door down, knocked his door down, bearing in mind he's 6'7" World Cup winner. And I went, Gaffer, how can you do that? And give him 80 in the summer and me 60. He says, he's a better player than you. I says, not in the summer he's not. He gave us the extra 20 quid. But then, the most fantastic thing about it was when I made my debut, Steve, I was supposed to be, we didn't have a phone. I'm not going to tell you lies, we didn't have a phone. So next door neighbour was called Mrs. Robson, ironically. And she said, there's a telephone call for you. So I jumped over the fence in me shorts. I'd just been watching Noel Edmonds on Swap Shop or something like that, or Chris Tarrant, somebody like that. And I jumped over the fence, went and answered the phone, and I went, hello? He went, all right. How are you doing? I went, Gaffer? He went, yeah. He says, how are you, do you fancy a game today? I said, I'm playing for the under-21s at Benwell. He went, you're not. You're playing for me. At St. James's in the big team. I went, all right. So I didn't have a blazer, I didn't have a coat, I had a jumper, I had my father's tie that he used to wear for funerals, my school shirt, my school trousers. I put my boots in a Presto carrier bag and I got the bus in the metro, 5p transfer. And all the Newcastle supporters on the train and the bus, and they didn't have a clue who I was, long blonde hair, pouring down with rain. And I got to the Holiday Inn and he went, don't tell them, you're playing though. So I got to the ground, 10 to 2, I've got my gear on, the whole lot. Shin pads, Raljacks, the whole 9 yards. I'm ready. Let me get out there. Pouring down with rain. December the 1st, 1984, Stoke City. And then I'm looking around the dressing room. Waddle's not getting changed. Peter Beasley's injured. I've took his place. He's injured. Len White's walking around the dressing room. Glenn Roeder, the captain's not getting changed. Jeff Clark's not getting changed. John Anderson, Republic of Ireland National, he's not getting changed. Dave McCreary, 2 World Cups, he's not getting changed. And I'm thinking, is this a Jeremy Beadle moment? Is this a wind-up? All of a sudden, Willie McFall comes in at 2:15, and he went, what are you not getting changed for? And Dave McCreary went, Jack's named 13. There's only one sub. We don't know who the other one is that's left out. He used to get it wrong on so many occasions, and Anyway, I played the game. We won 2-1. And I got took off after the 86 minutes. Jack went in the Chronicle, said I was brilliant. Went in the Journal, said I was fantastic. Jackie Milburn, his cousin, who won the FA Cup 3 times in the 50s, he was News of the World correspondent, and he gives a 9 out of 10. I must have been really, really good because I never played for 9 months after that.
It's been a wonderful, life that he's had, and you started the interview just by saying he should have been knighted. All the boys of 66 should have been knighted, shouldn't they? For sure. I mean, it's a disgrace that they haven't been, and like you're talking about the captain as well, Bobby Moore, who was Jack's centre half partner. But people didn't realise how old Jack was when he come into the England setup. He was in his late 20s. And I think he was about 31, 32 when he played in the final. But he was just a charismatic guy. He was just from being... I remember I took a penalty. We won the Youth Cup in 1985. And I took a penalty against Coventry City at St James's Park. Scored with 1-1-0, 80-odd minutes. And Jack went, "You will never take another penalty like that again." I says, what? I scored, Gaffer. He went, "You go up 6 yards, shut your eyes. If he doesn't know where it's going, you don't, and he doesn't, and you don't. You're guaranteed to score." That was it. He's just he was unique, And in other days, we kept in touch all the time when he was Republic of Ireland manager. And I was at Chelsea, and he said, "I'm coming down." As you know, we're very, very good mates, and his beautiful wife, Pat, wonderful lady, thoughts with her. And he come and I says, "Gaffer, I've got a box." And I got the box. He got it and he went, "Where's the sandwiches and the whiskey?" I says, "I've got you a 3-course meal and the whiskey's on its way." He went, "Oh, all right, great." So in the box, me and him, gets to half time. He went, because obviously Andy Townsend was Republican captain. He was my captain at Chelsea. Yeah. And Jack went, "What do you think? They're 11 for Crystal Palace." I says, "To be honest, Gaff, I think he's rubbish." He went, "So do I." Got to 4:15. He went, "Right, I'm getting the 5 o'clock train back from King's Cross back to Newcastle. You're right, he's rubbish." He left the box, and then I just realised he left me with a bill. And everything that gone with it as well. But obviously we used to keep in touch all the time. And one of the last times I saw him when he was playing golf, he was at Matfin Hall. And he went, "I don't believe it." And I went, "Get in. He's recognised us." I went, "Gaffer." He went, "No. I've hit a 6 iron into the water. I should have hit a 5 iron on the green. How you doing?" And I went, "Not too bad." He went, "How many clubs you had now? You're one of mine, aren't you?" And I went, "Aye, I'm one of yours." He went, "How many clubs you had?" I went, 9. Bearing in mind he played 700 times for Leeds United, one club man. And he went, "I'll see you in the bar and get us a drink." And it was just being in the company of greatness, It was he was a fantastic bloke he put me on a road and he changed my life, He put you on a road and now you're named after one. Joe Allon, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks very much for paying your tribute to Jack Charlton. Every time, Steve. Love you. Bye. Thank you. Great stuff, mate.